Wealthsecrets. All right, let's get it. Good morning and welcome to today's edition of Wealthsecrets Mindset Mentorship class. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so super excited to be here again. Super excited to be having everybody connecting on this amazing mentorship program. It's my joy and honor being here again as the host of this amazing mindset mentorship class. Ladies and gentlemen, we have everything to be grateful for. Everything we have to be thankful and grateful to God for. You know, I was just sharing how far we have gone in this mindset mentorship class. You know, people are just going to be like, hey, man, Afolabi, you know, how you guys able to do it this far? You know, we don't even know. But guess what? We just keep pushing forward. We just keep pushing forward.
And I just wanted to give some
and that is the reason why, we are now starting our mentorship class, and we're coming up with amazing teaching series centered around the achievement so far. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the things we're going to be talking about this morning is going to be how to focus on the now and not your past. Now, there's a whole lot that makes up the teaching series, this weekly teaching series. How to focus on the now and not the past. The truth is that the human mind is full of different activities. There are different thoughts. We call it distinctive thoughts. And to nail it more, I'm able to carve out the 5 distinctive thoughts that runs through the human mind. The 5 distinctive thoughts that run through the human mind that doesn't make every one of us to be able to focus on the now, but rather we keep thinking about the past. Ladies and gentlemen, we've often used to share here on how our past has always been a trap, of how our past is supposed to be considered the past and not now. Can you imagine you not focusing on the now and keep holding on to the past? Now, I give you an example, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I've shared here on this amazing mentorship class on how the past almost ruined this mentorship class, the idea of this mentorship class, how those past would be like, hey, man, why do you want to do this? In fact, in the business world which I belong, or the kind of business relationship marketing which I am very familiar with, one of the reasons why most people don't achieve success is because they do focus on their past. And it's related to everything we do every single day. People's mind is so entrapped in their past and not making them to focus on now. Can you imagine you still thinking that, oh man, 5 years ago, I used to drive a Mercedes ML, maybe the latest brown that time. Can you imagine you still telling yourself, oh man, I used to have this money in my bank account. Oh, I used to be this guy that give out a lot of money then. But what happened to me right now? What happened to my life? You still keep living in the past, and that past keep holding you down, not making you to focus on the future, which is the present. Ladies and gentlemen, let your past be in your past and then focus on the now. Why do I say focus on the now? Because the now is the reality. The now is what you are being faced with. You see, let the past stay in the past. You could have been in a business, you could have been in a relationship that didn't work for you. You see, the truth is that you got to let it go. Or somebody is going to say, Afolabi, how do you mean by let it go? You think it's easy for me? Well, I understand it's not easy. I understand that it's a lot of things that runs through our mind every single day. In fact, every single day. But do you know why you are not able to achieve excellent results in what you are doing at the moment? Or what has kept your mind so divided is because the human mind is able to target on something, just one thing. That's the way God designs the human mind. God designs the human mind to be able to focus on one thing at a time. You can have everything coming together at the same time, and then you want to say, man, I'm going to get everything going. It's not possible, ladies and gentlemen. It's not possible. I've often used to think about that. Do you know, the day I started working on my mind, I started putting my mind to that focus. And that focus, I said, Afolabi, pick on one thing. And it wasn't easy for me too, after all. It wasn't easy for me too either. I was this type that focused on everything. I just want to be so good. Can I tell you something? I had a very interesting past. But the day I started keeping my mind, I started reading better books, and I'm going to talk about it. The day I changed my mind, that I understand the power of focus. Can I tell you something? For like few years of my life has been in a progressive trend. I have never knew a better yesterday again. So most of the time when you look at me, and that's why most people say, Afolabi, how come you can't fight for this, you can't fight for that? I say, you see, let me tell you something. Success is about focusing on the now, not the past. Success is about looking at what does the future hold for me, not what my past has hold for me. Can I tell you something? For the record, the past is in the record of the past. Kenneth Copeland once wrote in one of his books and said, our past is regarded or can be tagged around what we call fear. And he said it's fear that keeps us from going or reaching forward to something greater ahead of us in the future, which is now. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you know something. You see, your past could have been something very interesting, something very nice, like the way I used to have mine. I used to have a very good past. Those pasts are considered to be in the past, but we live in the reality of now. And the reality of now states that we need to focus on the now in order for us to be able to make the most of now. Let's not be the old champion or the champion in the past. You can't be the champion of the past. You always constantly want to be living in the reality of now, which is making you to focus on the now. And I tell you something, it relates to everything we're doing. Every single thing we're doing. Whether it's our marriage, whether it's our academics life, whether it's our social life, whether it's our, political life, everything. You have to focus on the now. I tell you something, why the now is very important. Remember, the focus in a simple term means, I wrote it down I said focus means choosing the right thoughts among thousands of thoughts. Now, why are you choosing the right thoughts among the thousands of thoughts? It's because there was going to be thousands of thoughts that is going to come into your mind. Those thousands of thoughts are going to tell you, hey, man, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. And why most people talk about multiple streams, multiple opportunity. Can I tell you, multiple opportunities are going to come. But what is it that you are known for? You better be good for something. Things are going to come your way, but you can't have your hands in everything just like that. You want to focus on something. The acronym for focus means face one course until succeed. So imagine you are still thinking of, facing your past. Your past is your past. Let your past remain behind me. You see, the way I function is that whatever thing I have done in the past, I keep it behind me. I kept my past behind me. My past is in my past glory. I can't live in the glory of the past. I need to live in the reality of now, which is right now. So what keeps me going is to focus on my long-time goal. It's to focus on my long-time goal. Now, I talk about having to think of focus and surrounding among 3 distinctive thoughts, right? 5 distinctive thoughts. One of the thoughts states that our mind are full of disturbing thoughts, which is okay. With disturbed things comes in our mind every single day, every single minute, every single second. You're thinking of things, and part of those thoughts or the things that comes into your mind are the things, the glory, the things that happened in the past. Oh man, I used to. Why not look at your past to build up your future, your presence, and say, if my past is this good, then how about what I can focus on, make the most of in the future? My past will remain in my past. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what thing or something that has kept you thinking about the past every single day. Every single day. In fact, let me tell you something. My wife will look at me and say that, Afolabi, because I made her understand that the new me, in order for us to achieve some of our dreams and goals, or to get to, achieve our long-term goal, we cannot focus on the past. Most of the time, my wife will say, Afolabi, don't you remember something happened? Do you remember the kind of dress? I will say, sweetheart, it's not like I'm eating, but see, guess what? I forgot. I'm thinking of now. My mind is focused right now. Sometimes I'll be focusing on something that I want to do. My wife is going to be like, hey, do you remember this? Can you, like, I may not be paying attention, but she will realize, because she's trying to, I'll be like, okay. She will say, I know you are not focusing on what did I just say? I'll be like, you know what? I'm actually thinking of something. I'm working on something. Sorry. And she'll be like, why don't you tell me? So it means that we can have everything working for us at the same time. You're not a robot. We are humans. Our mind is designed, that's the way God designed it, to be able to focus on one thing, ladies and gentlemen. What is that one thing you want to achieve? Which is your long-term goal? Let your past be in the past. Let your past be in the past. That past that is in the past is as a result of your fears. Your past is, you can call it fears. It kept on holding you and pressing you down for you, in order for you to reach out to the greater things God has in stock for you and I. So I want to tell you this morning that one of the first distinctive thoughts that comes to human mind is that our mind is full of many thoughts. Now, the second one, ladies and gentlemen, is that instead of we working, we are focused on what we can achieve. We are focused on what we can achieve right now. Sometimes it's not about now. Sometimes it's about getting to do that work and being consistent and focusing on the long-term vision. You see, the result may not come now, because sometimes, let me tell you something, because we are focused and thinking of, if the result is not coming right now, you're going to quit. It's not right. It's not the best way. Focus and success will not work hand in hand. It has to be a long-term goal. Instead of working right now, you focus on what you want to achieve. Forget about your immediate achievement. Get to work, ladies and gentlemen. You see, when you are thinking of right now, that means your mind will be divided. You're going to lose that focus, because you'll be frustrated because the thing is not coming right now. It's not coming. So you feel like, wow, why do I have to, focus on the long-term goal, the long-range goal? You remember we used to talk about the long-term goal, the short-term goal. Your long-term goal will keep you to stay focused in your ambition to achieve greatness. So that is another one. Now, the third one says we are frustrated for not having enough time to achieve it. That's what happened. Because your mind is already divided, so you don't have a lot of time. Your mind is divided. You want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do everything at the same time. Everything at the same time. Then you're not able to achieve or have that time to achieve that single thing that you want to achieve. Because when the mind is divided, ladies and gentlemen, you can do sit yourself down and look at it. When your mind is divided, you're thinking of this, thinking of that, thinking of everything at the same time. Guess what? Time is going. It happens to me. One of the mistakes is social media. Now, for example, have you ever thought of you getting on social media, for example, maybe Facebook? And most of the time, it does happen to me. So I try and work on myself. When I want to do a little post on social media, I would just, okay, let me just quickly say something Before I know it, I'm already dwindled into going down and, checking other people, checking other things. Things will start coming up. And guess what? Time is already eating deep. So how was I able to do this? I gave myself a time. I told myself, I'm going to spend so amount of time every time I go on this social media every day. I don't have all the old time to do it. You have a primary, or you have an objective to go on that social media, and that is why I'm going. So the little time I have to spend on that social media, I'm able to manage that time. Oh, I want to post this, I want to put this just to update my social media or to let people know what's happening or my status or something. So I just focus on that little time I want to give. So I don't let myself, my time be consumed by all the things. So you have to have that focus and the timing for everything you do. So time is important. Time is important in order for you to achieve and focus on the now and achieve your ultimate goal. Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth is that we are angry. We are angry. We are trying to blame other people for our success. And this happened to a lot of people. We are trying to blame other people for our success. You see, the truth is that in this other part of the world, Africa, we understand the terrestrial power. We understand that we have people that will come after you spiritually. But if your mind is focused on these things, can I tell you something? You will not be able to achieve anything in your life. Stop or quit blaming people for your mistakes or for your success. Forget about what has happened. We blame people. We want to look at what. Can I tell you something? This is the major problem. Oh, the reason why I'm not able to achieve this is because he caused it for me. In fact, that leads us to number 5. We fail to accept responsibility. We don't want to take responsibility for ourselves, our future, our success. We fail to accept responsibility. How do we fail to accept responsibility? Because you see, for example, maybe I'll talk about myself. Someone invited you to a business. And maybe based on that person's due diligence, you got into the business. Oh, the next thing you want to think about is maybe the business didn't quite work out the way you have thought or imagined. Guess what happened? You want to look at who to blame. You don't want to accept responsibility that, see, you know what? It is what it is. You are looking at who to blame, who to hold on to. You start looking at, your mind is start looking at who to blame. And guess what? As a result of that, you're not able to think ahead. You are not able to take responsibility for yourself. I'll put it this way. Accepting responsibility is the greatest form of human maturity. Accepting responsibility is the greatest form of human maturity. To be matured in your mind, you must be able to accept responsibility for everything that has happened to you. I don't blame anybody for my, success. I don't blame anybody for what has happened to me in the past. No, I don't blame anybody. In fact, one of the things that has kept me going is that I took blame for myself. I took blame for everything that has happened to me that I didn't achieve success in it. I took blame. I took the blame. And guess what? The moment you take that blame to yourself, it opens your mind, it primes your brain for you to be able to see some things greater that is ahead of you. You're not able to hold on to the past. You're not able to blame this person. As a result of trying to blame somebody or taking somebody to be responsible, your brain will be kept in that corner or in that circle. You will not be able to move out of it. Any little thing you say is the cause of my problem. It's the reason why I'm not able to achieve success. You see, the reality or the world we live at it's not going to ask you all those things. It's going to ask you, what is it that you have achieved? It's like the talent, when God gave the talent to according to the Bible, those 3 talents, he gave it to these 3 guys. One, he was given 5, the guy multiplied that 5 to 10. Another one was given 2, I think thereabout, he turned it to 4. The other guy that was given that 1 talent, what happened to him? He went to go and bury it. He said it's too small. We all have given this potential. God has given us everything to make everything great for us. Let's stop thinking about our past. Let's keep our past as the record of the past. Fine. We appreciate God for making us to go through that past. Those past, that is not the best moment of your life. Know that our brain can only focus on one thing at a time. So you need to start separating that disturbing thought. You need to start separating that disturbing thought from the non-disturbing thought. You need to start telling yourself, I am going to focus. I'm going to achieve this thing. And in order for you to achieve that, we are able to take you through on what we call the power of affirmation. You need to be able to tell yourself and tell your brain every single day, I'm grateful and thankful now that this is one of the things I've achieved. Also, you need to also tell yourself, despite the unique ability to think long time, we often want to immediate response for everything. Oh man, we just want immediate efforts on our effort every day. Like we just want it. Guys, guess what? It's not going to yield you any better result. I want to charge you up this morning to start focusing on one thing. Pick up something. Let's not blame anybody for our past. Let's not blame anybody for what has happened in the time past. Whatever happened to you, take it, accept it. I know it might be hard. I know it might be difficult, but guess what? The best thing, you have still not experienced the best thing that is still ahead of you. Your best moment is in your future. Your best moment is in what you are putting in right now. You are not still living in your best moment. You think you have money in the past? No. You can be rich in the past, but are you God? Why not keep and get back to work and tell yourself, I will get back to work. I will get back to work, and then because I know my future is great, because I know God has a better things ahead of me, ahead for me. But God has a better thing in stock for me ahead if I put in the work. So I want to encourage you this morning, ladies and gentlemen, that your past, let it be in the past. Let's keep staying in your immediate future. Right now, we need to think of our future, not the record of the past. Let your past be in the past, and your presence, let it be this time. So start thinking of what you can achieve right now, not your past glory. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's where we draw up the curtain this morning. Remember, this is our weekly teaching series. We still have many things loaded for you, step by step, on how to be able to remove your past thinking and then begin to focus more in your future, which is now. All right. So it's very important for us to start the week right. It's very important for us to get to start the work right now and not about our past glory. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got value for being on this class this morning. Again, congratulations to us. Today marked the 9th consecutive month, all right? 9th consecutive month of consistent podcasting that we have been running this Mindset Mentorship class. We encourage you to like, subscribe, and share our page with people. We want to grow it to over 5,000 subscribers so that people can get value for being in this program. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor and privilege to be navigating you through this amazing mentorship mindset class alongside my co-host, Coach Dan. All right, we hope to see you tomorrow, same time, same link on this same program, Wealthsecrets Mindset Mentorship class.